May 7th, 1901, and the time is just before dawn. This is our doctor's house, Doc Gibbs, and over there, that's Editor Webb's house. Nice town, you know what I mean? Nobody ever remarked was ever from out of it as far as I know. There's Doc Gibbs, coming down Main Street now, coming back from that baby case. And here's his wife, coming downstairs to get breakfast. Doc Gibbs died in 1930. The new hospital is named after him, but Miss Gibbs died first. Pneumonia. She's up in the cemetery now with the whole mess of the Gibbs and Herseys. She was Julia Hersey before she married Doc Gibbs. And here comes Miss Webb, coming downstairs to get her breakfast too. And there's Joe Crowell, Jr., delivering the town's Sentinel newspaper.
Morning, Doc Gibbs.
Morning, Joe.
Somebody been sick, Doc?
Nah, just a couple of twins born over in Polish Town. How's the knee, Joe?
Fine, Doc. I don't ever think of it at all. Only like you said, it always tells me when it's gonna rain.
What's it telling you today? Gonna rain?
No, sir.
You sure?
Yes, sir.
Knee ever make a mistake?
No, sir.
Let me tell you something about that boy, Joe Crowell there. Joe was awful bright. Graduated high school, top of his class. So he got a scholarship to Massachusetts Tech. Going to be a great engineer, Joe was. But the war broke out, and he died in France. Oh, and here comes Howie Newsom, delivering the milk.
Morning, Doc.
Morning, Howie.
Someone sick?
Nah, just a couple of twins born over at Mrs. Gralewski's house.
Twins, eh? The town's getting bigger every year.
Good morning, Howie.
Morning, Mrs. Gibbs.
Children, it's time to get up. George, Rebecca. Frank, bacon will be ready in a minute. Just sit down and drink your coffee. You'll be able to catch a couple hours of sleep this morning, can't you?
Mrs. Wentworth come in at 11. I bet I know what it's about, too. Her health ain't what it ought to be.
All told, you can't even get more than 3 hours of sleep. Frank Gibbs, I don't know what's going to become of you. I do wish I could get you to go out. I think it'd do you good.
Emily, time to get up. Wally, 7 o'clock.
I declare, you have to speak to George. Seems like something's come over him lately. I can't even get him to cut me some wood.
Is he sassy to you?
No, he just whines, and all he thinks about is that baseball. George, Rebecca, you'll be late for school.
George! Yes, Pa? Don't you hear your mother calling you? I guess I'll go up and get 40 winks.
Emily, you'll be late for school. Wally, you better watch yourself, girl. I'll come up and do it myself.
Mom, what dress did I wear?
Oh, don't make noise. Your father has been out all night and he needs to sleep. I washed and ironed your blue gingham dress for you special.
Mom, I hate that dress.
Oh, hush up with you.
Mama, George is throwing soap at me.
I'll slap the both of you. That's what I'll do.
Wally, no books at the table.
Mom, by 10 o'clock I've got to know all about Canada.
You know the rules well as I do. As for me, I'd rather my children healthy than smart.
I'm both, Mama. You know I am. I'm the brightest girl in school for my age. I have wonderful memory.
Eat your breakfast.
I'm bright too, when I'm looking at my stamp collections.
I'll talk to your father about it when he's rested. Seems to me like 25 cents a week is enough for a boy your age.
Oh, Ma, I got a lot of things to buy.
Strawberry phosphates. That's what you spend it on.
I don't see how Rebecca comes to have so much money. She has more than $1.
I've been saving it up. Well, dear, I think it's good to spend some now and then. Mama, you know what I love the most in the world? Do you? Money. He's just right.
Walk fast, but you don't spread.
Tell Miss Foster I sent her my best congratulations. Can you remember that?
Yes, Mom.
Goodbye. Good morning, Myrtle. How's your cold?
Well, I still get a tickly feeling in my throat. I was dressing myself like I was drinking beans.
Here, let me help you.
I told myself I'd put up 40 quarts if it kills me. The children say they hate them, but I know it's going to go again all winter.
Now, Myrtle, I have to tell you something, because if I don't tell somebody, I'll burst.
Why, Julia Gibbs.
Here, give me some of those beans. Myrtle, Did one of those second-hand furniture men from Boston come to visit you last Friday?
No.
Well, they called on me, and Myrtle Webb, they offered me $350 for grandmother's Wentworth high board as I'm sitting here.
Why, Julia Gibbs, you're gonna take it, aren't you?
I don't know.
You don't know? $350.
I mean, if I could get the doctor to take the money and go out somewhere, then I'd sell it like that. You know, Myrtle, it's been my life dream to go visit Harry's friends. And it sounds crazy, I suppose, but I always told them that if I had the chance.
How does the doctor feel about it?
Well, I did beat about the bush a little and said that if I got it, that I'd put it like that and I'd make him take me somewhere.
And what do you say?
You know how he is. I haven't heard a serious word out of him since I've known him.
Well, if that second-hand man is really serious about buying it, Julia, you sell it.
We're going to skip a few hours. It is now early afternoon, and the children are coming home from school.
I can't, Lois. I've got to go home and help my mother.
Oh, hello, Emily.
Hello.
That was a fine speech you made today in class.
Oh, well, I was really ready to make a speech about the Monroe Doctrine. But at the last minute, Miss Corcoran made me talk about the Louisiana Purchase instead. I worked an awful long time on both.
You know, Emily, just where you're sitting in your room, I could see you at night doing your homework.
Can you?
Yeah, you certainly do stick to it, Emily.
I always feel that's something you have to go through.
Yeah.
I don't mind it really. It passes the time.
You know, why don't we set up kind of like a telegraph system from your house to mine? And in that way, whenever I get stuck on one of those algebra problems, you can help me. Well, not give me the answers or anything, you know, just a hint.
I think hints are allowed. So, if you get stuck, George, you whistle to me and I'll give you some hints.
You're just naturally bright, I guess. I mean,
I figure it's just the way a person's born.
well, you see, I want to be a farmer when I grow up, on Uncle Luke's farm. And he says if I'm any good at it, I can just gradually have the farm over time.
You mean the house and everything?
Oh, yeah, well, I better be getting out to the baseball field. Goodbye, Emily. Hello, Mrs. Webb.
Good afternoon,
George.
Emily, come over here and help me string some of these beans. My, George Gibbs let himself have quite the conversation, didn't he? How old would George be?
I don't know.
Let's see, he must be about 16? Oh, Mama, I made a speech in class today. I was very good.
You must recite it to your father at supper.
What was it about? The Louisiana Purchase. It was like silk off spool. I'm going to make speeches all my life. Mama, are these big enough?
Try to get it a little bigger if you can.
Mama, will you answer me a question? It's serious.
Seriously, you're not serious.
Seriously, will you?
Of course I will.
Mama, am I good looking?
Yes, all my children have beautiful features, and I'd be ashamed if they hadn't.
Oh, Mama, that's not what I mean. What I mean is, am I pretty?
Yes, I've already told you. You have a nice, young, pretty face. I've never heard of such foolishness.
Mama, were you pretty?
Yes, I was, if I do say so myself. I was the prettiest girl in town next to Mandy Carpenter.
But, Mama, you have to say something about me. Am I pretty enough to get anybody, to get people interested in me?
Emily, you make me tired. Now stop it. You have a pretty enough face for all normal purposes. Now, come along and bring the beans.
Oh, Mama, you're no help at all.
Well, a good deal of time has gone by. It's evening. You can hear the choir practice going on at the Congregational Church. The children are at home doing their schoolwork, and the day is winding down like a tired clock.
Blessed be the time that finds our hearts in Christian love.
Now listen here, everybody. Music comes into the world to give pleasure. Softer, softer. Get it out of your head that music's only good when it's loud. You leave the loudness to the Methodists. You can beat them even if you want to. Now again. Tenors.
Blessed be the time that
Emily!
Hello.
Hello.
our hearts
Can you give me a hint?
I'll tell you this. The answer is in yards.
In yards? What do
Yes.
you mean?
Yes, George, don't you see? Square yards.
Oh, square yards. Thank you, Emily.
You're welcome. Isn't the moonlight terrible? I can't work at all. And with choir practice going on, I bet if you hold your breath, you can hear the train all the way to Pantuco.
What do you know?
Well, I better go back in and try to work.
Good night, Emily.
Good night, George.
Now, before I forget, how many of you can make it into Tuesday's afternoon for Fred Hersey play? Show of hands. That'll be fine. That'll be right nice. Now we'll do the same music we did for James Trowbridge's last month.
Oh, George, can you come down a moment?
Yes, Pa?
Make yourself comfortable. This will only take a moment. George, how old are you?
16 going on 17.
What do you want to do after school's over?
I want to be a farmer on Uncle Luke's farm.
You'll be willing, will you, to get up early, milk and feed the stock, and weed and hay all day?
Oh, yes, Pa, every day. Why are you asking me this?
Well, George, while I was in my office, I heard a funny sound. Can you guess what it was? It was your mother in the back chopping wood. There you see your mother getting up early, cooking meals all day long, washing and ironing, and she still has to go in the back and chop wood. I suppose she just got tired of asking you and thought it was easier to do it herself. While you put on the clothes that she keeps nice for you, you eat the meals that she cooks for you, and you go out and play baseball like she's some sort of hired girl that we keep around the house but we don't like very much. Well, George, all I knew I had to do was bring your attention to this. Now, I'm raising your spending money to 25 cents a week. Not because chopping wood for your mother, because that's a gift you give her, but because you're getting older, and I can imagine there's a lot of things you want to do with it.
Thanks, Pa.
Speaking of your mother, where is she? Choir practice hasn't gone out this way before.
Well, it's only 8:30, Pa.
I don't know why she's in that choir. She has to have the voice of an old crow. Rambling around the streets at night. It's about time she retires, don't you think?
Yes, Pa.
Good night, Irma. Good night, Mr. Foster.
My, it's late.
Good night, Irma.
Real nice choir practice, wasn't it? Oh, Myrtle Webb, look at that moon, will you? Potato weather for sure.
Naturally, I didn't want to say anything in front of those others, but we're alone now. Really, it's the worst scandal that ever hit this town.
What?
Simon Stimson.
Now, Luella.
But Julia, to have the organist of the church drink and drunk year after year, you know he was drunk tonight.
Now, Luella, we all know about Simon Stimson, and we all know about the troubles he's been through. And Dr. Ferguson knows too. And if Dr. Ferguson knows, and he keeps him on the job, then the only thing that all of us can do is just not notice it.
Not to notice it, but it's getting worse.
No, it isn't, Lola. I've been in that choir twice as long as you have, and it doesn't happen nearly so often. My, I hate to go to bed on a night like this. Well, good night, ladies.
Real good time we had.
You're late enough,
Now, Frank, it ain't any later than usual.
and you stopping at the corner to gossip with a lot of hens.
Now, Frank, don't be grouchy. What did you do the time I was away?
Oh, I read, as usual. What were the girls gossiping about tonight?
Well, believe me, Frank, there is something to gossip about.
Simon Stimson far gone, was he?
Worst I've ever seen him. How that will end, Frank, I don't know. But Dr. Ferguson can't forgive him forever.
I guess I know more about Simon Stimpson's affairs than anybody else in this town. Some people just ain't made for small town life, you know. I don't know how that'll end, but there's nothing we can do but leave it alone. Come now, let's get in.
Frank, I'm worried about you.
Well, what are you worried about?
I think it's my duty to make plans for you, to make sure you get a real rest and change. And if I get that legacy, well, I'm going to insist on it.
Now, Julia, there's no point in going over this again.
Frank, you're just unreasonable.
Come now, Julia, it's cold outside and you'll catch a cold. I gave George a piece of my mind today. I reckon you'll have your wood chopped up real soon. Come now, let's get upstairs.
You know, Frank, Mrs. Fairchild locks her front door every night. Other people up that part of town do.
They're all getting citified. They ain't got nothing fit to burgle, and everybody knows it.
Rebecca, there's only room for one at this window.
Well, let me look just for a minute.
Go to your room and look through your window.
Well, I did, but there's no moon there. George, do you know what I think? Do you? I think the moon is getting nearer and nearer, and there'll be a big explosion.
There's people that look up at the moon all night with their big telescopes. And if the moon was getting closer and closer, they'd be the first people to tell the newspapers and everyone would know about it.
George, is the moon shining on South America, Canada, and half of the whole world?
Probably is.
9:30. Most of the lights are out. There's a Constable Warren checking a few doors on Main Street now. And here comes Editor Webb after putting his newspapers to bed.
Good evening, Bill.
Good evening, Mr. Webb.
Quite a mood.
Yep. Potato mood.
All quiet tonight?
Well, Simon Stimson's been rolling about and his wife's been moving out hunting for him. So I decided to stay out of it. There he is now.
Good evening, Simon. The town seemed to settle down for the night pretty well. Yes, most of the town settled down for the night. I guess we better do the same.
Well, I don't know how this is going to end, Mr. Webb.
Well, he's seen a peck of trouble. One thing after another. Good night, Bill.
Good night, Mr. Webb.
Who's that up there? Is that you, Myrtle?
No, Papa, it's me.
Emily, why aren't you in bed?
I don't know, I just can't sleep yet. And Mrs. Gibbs' helium truck, can you smell it?
Yes. Haven't any troubles on the mind, have you, Emily?
Troubles, Papa? No.
Well, enjoy yourself. But don't let your mother catch you. Good night, Emily.
Good night, Papa.
I never told you about the letter Jane Cooper got from her minister when she was sick. He wrote Jane a letter, and on the envelope the address was like this. It said, Jane Crowfoot, the Crowfoot Farm, Grover's Corner, Sutton County, New Hampshire, United States of America.
What's so funny about that?
Listen, I'm not finished. United States of America, continent of North America, Western Hemisphere, the Earth, the solar system, the universe, the mind of God. This was said on the envelope.
What do you know?
And the postman brought it just the same.
What do you know?
3 years have gone by. The sign has come up over 1,000 times. July 7th, 1904, just after the high school commencement. That's when most of our young people jump in and decide to get married. After they pass their final exams, they simply find themselves fit. Here comes Miss Webb and Miss Gibbs coming downstairs to get breakfast, just as though it were an ordinary day. Here comes Howie Newsom, delivering the milk, and there's Cy Crowell Jr., delivering the papers like his brother before him.
Good morning, Howie.
Morning, Si. Anything the paper's out to know?
Nothing much, except we're losing about the best baseball pitcher Grover's Corner ever had, George Gibbs.
Reckon he is.
He can hit and run, too.
Yes, a mighty fine ball player.
I don't see how he could give up a thing like that just getting married. Would you, Howie?
Can't tell, Si. Never had time that way. You're up early, Bill.
Yeah. River's been flooding all night. Seeing if there's anything I can do to prevent a flood.
Cycle was getting all worked out about George Gibbs retiring from baseball.
Yep, that's the way it goes. Back in '84, we had a ball player sign. Not even George Gibbs could touch him. Say, Howie, how's the weather look to you?
Oh, take that back. I think it will clear for good.
Good morning, Howie.
Good morning, Mrs. Gibbs.
Do you think it's gonna rain again?
I think it will clear up.
Oh, certainly hope it will.
How much did you want today?
I'll have a house full of relations today. Seems to me like I'll need 3 of cream and 2 of milk.
My wife says to tell you as we wish they'd be very happy, Mrs. Gibbs. No, they will.
Thanks a lot, Howie. Tell your wife I said she hopes she makes it to the wedding.
She will be there.
She will be 4 quarts of milk. I hope you can spare me another.
Yes, and the 2 of cream. Mrs. Gibson and I wish that they'd be very happy, Mrs. Webb.
Well, thank Miss Newsom, and we're looking forward to seeing you at the wedding.
Well, Mom, the day has come. You're losing one of your chicks.
Oh, Frank Gibbs, don't say another word. I feel like crying every minute. Sit down and drink your coffee.
The groom's up shaving himself only. There ain't an awful lot to shave. Whistling and singing like he's glad to leave us. Every now and then he'll stop and say, I do. But it don't sound very convincing to me.
I declare, Frank, I don't know how we'll get along. I've arranged his clothes and seen to it he's put warm clothes on. They're just too young. Emily won't think of such things, so he'll catch his death of cold within a week.
I was remembering my wedding morning, Julia.
Oh, don't start, Frank Gibbs.
I was the scaredest young fella in the state of New Hampshire. I thought I'd make a mistake for sure, but then I saw you coming down that aisle, and I thought you were the most beautiful girl I'd ever seen.
Here, I made something.
Why, Julia Hersey, French toast.
Oh, it ain't very hard to make, and I had to do something.
You know one of the things I was most scared of when I married you?
Oh, go along with you.
I was afraid we wouldn't have material for conversation. More would last us a couple weeks. We'd go out, eat our meals in silence, and that'd be all. But you and I have been conversing for more than 20 years now without any noticeable barren spells.
Good weather, bad weather. It ain't very choice. I always find something to say. Frank, did you hear Rebecca snoring upstairs?
No, actually. The only day Rebecca hasn't been managing everyone's business. She's locked up in her room. I've got the impression she's crying.
Lord, this has to stop. Rebecca! Rebecca! Cabby needs your breakfast!
Good morning, everyone. Only 5 more hours to live.
George Gibbs, where are you going?
Oh, I'm just stepping across the grass to see my girl.
Now, George, you put on your overshoes. It's raining torrents. You don't leave this house unless you're prepared for it.
But Ma, it's just a step and...
George, you're gonna catch a death of cold and cough all through the service.
George, do as your mother tells you.
From tomorrow on, you can kill yourself in all weathers. But while you're with me, you'll live wisely. Maybe Mrs. Webb isn't used to college at 7 in the morning.
Be back in a minute. Good morning, Mother Webb.
Goodness, he frightens me. Now, George, you can come in for a minute, but you know I can't ask you in.
Why not?
You know as well as I do, the groom can't see his bride on his wedding day, not until he sees her in church.
That's just a superstition. Oh, good morning, Mr. Webb.
Good morning, George.
You don't believe in that superstition, do you?
Well, there's a lot of common sense in some superstition, George.
Billions have followed it, George. You won't want to be the first to fly in the face of custom.
How's Emily?
Well, I haven't heard a sound of her all morning.
Well, Emily's asleep.
Well, no wonder we were up all night sewing and packing. Now, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll set you here with a nice cup of coffee and go see Emily doesn't come down to surprise you. There's some bacon on the table, but don't be long about it.
Well, George, how are you?
Good, Mr. Webb. Good. What sense is there in a superstition like that?
Well, on the morning of her wedding, a girl's head is apt to be full of clothes and other things. Do you think that's probably it?
I guess. I never really thought about it.
A girl is apt to be a mite nervous on her wedding day.
I wish a fella could get married without all this walking up and down.
Every man who's ever lived has thought that same way, George. But it's been no use. It's the women folk who've built up weddings.
Well, you believe in it, don't you, Mr. Webb?
Oh, yes, yes. Now, don't you misunderstand me, my boy. Marriage is a wonderful thing. Wonderful thing. You know, I was thinking the other day about some advice my father gave me before I got married. He said, Charles, start off early by showing who's boss. Best thing to do is to give an order just so she'll learn to obey. And if anything about your wife irritates you, her conversation or anything, just get up and leave the house. That'll teach her. And he said to never, never tell your wife how much money you have. Never.
Mr. Webb, I don't know if I could do that to Emily.
So I took the opposite of my father's advice, and I've been happy ever since. Now let that be a lesson to you. Never take advice on personal matters. George, are you going to raise chickens on your farm?
Or what?
Are you going to raise chickens on your farm?
Well, Uncle Lou's never wanted to, but...
You know, the other day, I got a book in the office about the philo system of raising chickens. I'm thinking about starting in my own way in the cellar. I'm going to put an incubator down there.
Charles, are you talking about that old incubator again? I thought you two be talking about something worthwhile.
Well, Myrtle, if you want to give the boys some good advice, I'll go upstairs and leave you alone with them.
Now, George, Emily sends her love, but she doesn't want to lay her eyes on you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Myrtle, I guess you don't know about that older superstition.
What do you mean, Charles?
Since the cavemen, no bridegroom should see the father-in-law on the day of the wedding. Now remember that.
Now, I have to interrupt again here. You see, we want to know how this all began, this plan to spend a lifetime together. George and Emily are now going to show you the conversation they had when they first knew that, as the saying goes, they were meant for each other. But before we do that, I want you to remember what it was like to have been very young, and particularly the days when you were first in love, when you were like a person sleepwalking, and you didn't quite see the street you were on, and you didn't quite hear the things that were being said to you. Will you remember that? Now, they'll be coming out of high school at 3 o'clock. George had just been elected president of the junior class, and as it is June, this means he will be elected president of the senior class all next year. Emily has just been elected secretary and treasurer. I don't have to tell you how important that is. Here they are, coming down Main Street now.
I can't, Louise. I've got to go home. Can you come over tonight and do Latin? Tell your mother you have to.
Emily, can I carry your books home for you?
Why, thank you. It isn't far.
Emily, are you mad at me?
I'm not mad at you.
Well, you've just been treating me so different lately,
Well, since you asked me, I might as well say it right out. George, goodbye, Miss Corcoran. Goodbye, Emily. George.
Goodbye, Miss Corcoran. What were you saying?
I don't like the whole change that's come over you in the last year. I'm sorry if that hurts your feelings, but I've got to tell the truth and shame the devil.
A change? Oh, what do you mean?
Well, up to a year ago, I used to like you. A lot. But then you began spending all your time at baseball. And you never stopped to speak to anybody anymore. Not even your own family you did. And George, it's a fact. You've gotten awful conceited and stuck up. I'm sorry if that hurts your feelings, but I can't be sorry I said it.
Well, it's hard for a fella to not have faults creep into his character, I guess.
Well, I always expect a man to be perfect.
Well, I don't think I can be perfect, Emily. Before you go home, you want to get an ice cream soda with me?
Thank you, I would.
Hello, George. Hello, Emily. What do you have?
A strawberry phosphate, please. Thank you, Miss Morgan.
Oh, Emily, have an ice cream soda with me. 2 ice cream sodas, Miss Morgan.
2 ice cream sodas. Yes, sir.
But they're so expensive.
No, Emily, don't think about that. We're celebrating our election. And you know what else I'm celebrating, Emily?
What?
I have a friend that will tell me all the things that ought to be told about me.
Oh, George, please don't think that. I don't know why I said
No,
it.
Emily, I'm glad you did. I'm gonna change. I'm gonna change so fast, Emily. And Emily, can you promise me something?
Yes, George?
When I'm gone at State Agriculture College, can you write me a letter every once in a while?
I certainly will. I certainly will, George. It certainly seems that being away for 3 years, you might get out of touch with things. I wonder if letters from Grover's Corners wouldn't be so interesting anymore. I mean, it isn't very important when you think of old New Hampshire, but I think it's very nice.
There isn't a day that will come that I won't want to know everything that's happening in this town. I know that for sure, Emily.
Well, I'll try to make my letters interesting.
You know, Emily, every time I see a farmer, agriculture college to be a good farmer. You know what they say? That it's a waste of time. I can get all that information out of those pamphlets that the government hands out. And Uncle Luke's been getting older. He's ready for me to start on his farm tomorrow if I can.
My.
And I'd have to leave and go and meet all new people, Emily. You're as good as a friend as I've got, Emily. I don't need to go find new people.
George, maybe it's important for you to go and learn all about the cattle judging and soils and all of that. Of course, I don't know.
You know what, Emily? I'm gonna make up my mind right now.
Oh, I don't see why you have to make up your mind right now.
I'm not
Away.
gonna go. I'm gonna tell Pa about it tonight. See, Emily, everything you said about that fault in my character, all of it was true, except for one thing. You said for a year that I hadn't been noticing people. Well, Emily, you were one of the chief people that I thought about. I was always watching who you were on the bleachers with, who you were walking home with. And for the past 3 days, I've been trying to carry your books home for you, but yesterday you walked home with Miss Corcoran.
Well, George, how was I supposed to know what? I felt that...
And you know why I'm not going to go to agriculture college, Emily? Because I think it's very important. When you find someone you're very fond of, who's very fond of you, that's just about as important as any college I could go to.
I think it's also important, too.
So, this is an important talk we've been having.
Yes.
Emily,
Yes, George?
if I do change, in a big way, do you think, could you be?
I am. Now, I mean, I always have been.
I'll walk you home. Oh, Miss Morgan, I'll have to run home to get you the change to pay for this.
George gives.
No, Miss Morgan, it was very important. Here, take my gold watch.
No. That's all right. Keep your watch, George. I trust you.
Oh, I'll be back in 5 minutes, Miss Morgan.
I'll trust you in 5 years, George, and not a day over. Well, we're ready to get on with the wedding. There's a lot to be said about a wedding. There are a lot of thoughts that go on in a wedding. But they can't be all fit into one, especially not one in Grover's Corners, where they're awfully plain and short.
I don't know why on earth I should be crying. Spud came over me this morning. Emily was sitting at the table eating breakfast as she has for the past 17 years. And now she's going off to go eat someone else's house. And Emily, she said, Mama, I can't eat another mouthful. And she set her head down on the table and she cried. George, what's the matter?
Oh, Ma, I don't want to grow old. Why is everybody pushing me so?
Why, George, you wanted this.
Ma, I just want to be a fella that...
You gave me such a turn.
Cheer up, Ma. Well, I'm getting married.
Oh, I never felt so alone in my whole life. George over there looking so... Oh, I hate him. Papa.
Emily, now don't get upset.
Oh, Papa, I don't want to get married.
Emily, everything's all right.
Why can't I just stay as I am for a while? Let's go away.
Now stop and think a minute.
Oh, don't you remember what you used to say all the time? You used to say that I was your girl. Oh, there must be lots of places we can go. Let's go away, please.
Emily, you're just nervous. George! Wait, you're marrying the finest fellow I know. George, I'm giving away my daughter today. Do you think you can keep care of her?
Oh, yes, Mr. Webb. I'll try, Emily. I love you. I need you.
If you love me, then help me. All I want is someone to love me, and I mean forever. Forever and ever.
Well, Emily, I'll try. I promise.
Come, they're waiting for us. Now you know it will be all right.
Do you, George, take this woman, Emily, to be your wedded wife?
Don't know why I've ever seen such a lovely wedding. I just like to see young people happy, don't you?
Do you, Emily, take this man, George, to be your wedded husband?
Don't know why I've ever seen such a lovely wedding. I just like to see young people happy.
9 years have gone by, friends. Gradual changes in Grover's Corner. Horses are getting rarer, farmers are coming into town in forts, and everybody locks their house doors at night. Ain't been any burglars in town yet, but everybody's heard of them. But this is certainly an important part of Grover's Corners. Up on a hilltop, lots of sky, lots of clouds, and often a lot of sun and moon and stars. These over here are the old stones. 1670, 1680, strong-minded people who've come a long way for their independence. And over there, New Hampshire boys, Civil War veterans. And this is the new part of the cemetery. Here's your friends, Miss Gibbs, Mr. Stimson, Miss Zomas, who enjoyed the wedding, and a lot of others. Editor Webb's boy Wallace, whose appendix burst while out on a Boy Scout trip to Crawford Notch. You know as well as I do that the dead don't stay interested as long. They gradually lose hold of the earth, the ambitions they had, the things they've suffered, the people they loved. Well, I played the town's minister, and now I'm going to portray the role of the town's undertaker. Here comes a New Hampshire girl who left town to go out west.
Good afternoon, Joe Stoddard.
Good afternoon. Do I know you?
I'm Sammy Craig.
Why, gracious sakes alive. I should have known you'd be back for the funeral. You've been gone a long time.
Yes, it's been 12 years now.
It's very sad, our journey today.
Yes.
I always hate to supervise when a young person's taken.
Why? This is my Aunt Julia. I'd forgotten that she'd...
Yes, her husband's lost her 2-3 years ago now. And today's a pretty bad blow for him, too.
That's my sister Carrie's girl, Sammy Craig.
I'm always uncomfortable when they're around.
Simon.
Joe, what did she die of?
You didn't hear? Had some trouble bringing the baby into the world. Twice her second, though. There's a boy, about 4 years old.
The grave's gonna be over there.
Yes, but if you'll excuse me, they're coming now.
Who is it, Julia?
My daughter-in-law, Emily Webb.
Well, I declare, the roads up here must have been awful muddy. What did she die of, Julia?
Childbirth.
Childbirth. I've forgotten about that. My, wasn't life awful and wonderful? I always liked that hymn.
Hello.
Hello, Emily.
Hello, Mother Webb. Emily. How do you do, Mr. Simpson?
How do you do, Emily?
Mother Gibbs. George and I, we wanted to show you the farm. Oh, it's just the best place you ever saw. We bought a new barn for the stock out of the money you left us.
I did.
Yes, Mother Gibbs, don't you remember? The legacy you left us was over $350. Yes, Emily. A lot of people don't understand, do they? No, dear, not very much. Look, they're finished. They're going. Father Gibbs is bringing some of my flowers to you. Oh, he looks just like George, doesn't he? Oh, I love him so. But, Mother Gibbs, one can go back into living. I feel it, I know it.
Yes, you can.
Please,
Emily, don't do it.
I wouldn't live over a sad day. Oh, choose the day I first knew I loved George. Why should that be painful?
You don't only watch it, but you watch yourself living it.
Yes?
And as you are watching it, you see what they don't. You see the future and what's going to happen after.
But is that painful? Why? That isn't the only reason why you shouldn't do it, Emily. The more you're here, you'll realize that our life is to forget all that and to look for what's ahead and to be ready for what's ahead. The more you're here, you'll understand.
But, Mother Gibbs, how can I forget that life? It's all I know. It's all I've had.
Emily, it isn't wise. Really, it isn't. But it's something I must know for myself. I'll choose a happy day anyway. No. Choose an unimportant day. The least important day of your life. It'll be important enough. And it can't be since I was married. Or since the baby was born. I can choose birthday at least, can't I? I choose my 12th birthday.
Okay? February 11th, a Tuesday. Is there any special time of day?
Oh, I want the whole day.
You will begin at dawn.
Are they inside?
Yes, your mother will be downstairs to make breakfast shortly.
Will she?
And remember, your father had been away on a long trip to his college to make a speech in Western New York.
Look, there's Howie Newsom! And our policeman, but he's dead. He died.
You're up early, Bill?
Well, got a call to rescue a party down near Polish town. Darn near froze to death.
Why, there's Joe Crowell.
Morning, Mr. Warren. Morning, Howie.
Children, Wally, Emily, time to get up.
Oh, Mama, I'm here. How young Mama looks. I didn't know Mama was ever that young.
You come dressed for the fire, but hurry. Morning, Mr. Newsom. Whoa, it's cold.
10 below by my barn, Mrs. Webb.
Think of it. Keep yourself wrapped up.
Mom, I'm here. I'm grown up. Oh, why did they ever have to get old? So young and beautiful. Mama, I can't find my blue hair ribbon anywhere.
Just open your eyes, dear. I set it out for you on the dresser. If there was a snake, it'd bite you.
Yes. Yes.
Oh. Good morning, Bill.
Morning, Mr. Webb. You're up early.
Just been back to my old college in New York State. Been in any trouble here?
Well, got a call to go rescue some Polish guy. Darn near froze to death.
We must get it in the papers.
Papa.
Good morning, dear.
How'd it go, Charles?
Fine, I guess. I told him a few things.
Now, don't forget, it's Emily's birthday. Did you remember to get her something?
Yes. I have it right here.
Now where's my girl? Where's my birthday girl?
Don't interrupt her now, Charles. You can see our breakfast. Hurry up, children. It's 7 o'clock. I don't want to call you again.
Good morning, Mama.
Well, now, dear, very happy birthday to you and many happy returns. There's some surprises waiting for you on the kitchen table.
Oh, Mama, you shouldn't have.
Now, birthday or no birthday, I want you to eat your breakfast good and slow so that we can grow up to be a good, strong girl. That and the blue papers from your Aunt Carrie, and I reckon you can guess who brought a postcard album. I found it this morning when I went to get the milk. George Gibbs. He must come over pretty early in the cold.
Oh, George. I'd forgotten that. Oh, Mama, just look at me for one moment as though you really saw me. Mama, 14 years have gone by. I'm dead. You're a grandmother, Mama. I married George Gibbs, Mama. Mama, Wally's dead too. His appendix burst on a camping trip to North Conway. We felt just terrible about it, don't you remember? But just for a moment now, we're together. Just for a moment, we're happy. Let's look at one another.
That and the yellow paper is something I found in my grandmother's things. I thought you were old enough to wear it now, and I thought you'd like it.
And this is from you. Oh, Mama, it's beautiful, and it's just what I wanted.
Well, I'd hope so, and Wally made something for you, too. He made his annual training class, and he's quite proud of it. Be sure to make a big fuss about it. Oh, and your father got something, too. No idea what it is, though. He's coming now.
Where's my girl? Where's my birthday girl?
I can't go on. It goes so fast. We don't have time to look at each other. So all of that was going on and we never noticed. Do any human beings ever realize life while they live it? Every minute?
No. Saints and poets, maybe. They do some.
I'm ready to go back to my grave. Wait! One more look. Goodbye, Grover's Corners. Mama and Papa. I'm ready.
Were you happy?
No. I should have listened to you.
Look, it's clearing up. The stars are coming out.
Oh, Mr. Simpson, I should have listened to them.
Yes, Emily, now you know. That's what it was to be alive, to move about in a cloud of ignorance, to go up and down, trampling on the feelings of others, those about you, to spend and waste time as though you had a million years, to always be at the mercy of one self-centered passion or another. That's the happy existence you want to go back to. Ignorance and blindness.
Simon Stimson, that ain't the whole truth and you know it. Emily, look at that star. I forget its name.
Mother Gibson's George.
Shh, dear. Just trust yourself.
It's George.
That ain't no way to behave.
He ought to be home.
Mother Gibbs.
Yes, Emily?
They don't understand, do they?
No, dear. They don't understand.
Most everyone's asleep in Grover's Corners. It's clearing up. The stars are doing their old crisscross journeys on the sky. It's 11 o'clock. You get a good rest, too.